to come to about 180 minutes. Those are the 3 hours that we paid for. We have even passed because we have gone beyond the time. But it will also be noted that last time when we were campaigning, the vice chairpersons had more time, and that was factored in, that for them they'll have 8 minutes, and for us we bargained, the remaining positions we bargained for an increment. The chairpersons wanted an increment, but it couldn't be given. So the issues you raised here that you wanted more time, it was considered by the Secretariat and the team to give you 6 minutes instead of the 4 that you had last time. That's how productive that interaction was. I want to take this opportunity to welcome everybody. And through the chair, the Secretary General, to thank the National Chairman for creating this to happen. This is something that has been unprecedented in the country. Those who were on TV yesterday are up to now wondering whether somebody could sit in the comfort of Kampala or wherever you want to be, and you control the entire nation. You talk with people in Masindi, you talk with people in Kapchorwa, you talk with people wherever they are. We had a hiccup in Bukedi. The Secretary General will be explaining it, and we shall apologize to the people of Bukedi. The people of Bukedi, because of the connectivity issues which came in, and we couldn't link up with them to be live with us yesterday. It is an opportunity and an experience they missed, but I know they will get the clear explanation from the Secretary General. Members, when we use this microphone, there is somebody who will be sanitizing the microphone, but in case the person sanitizing hasn't come, this sanitizer is here to ensure that after I have used it, it must be. Where is he from? Yes, he must find a seat. He must find his seat. No, it's on the top because I'm here. When I finish, I go with it. So that every person who finishes talking, it must be sanitized. You know that we have had incidents here. In the past, we have 2-3 of our staff being tested positive for COVID. The Secretary General informed the public, and that is the proactivity that we need as a team. When some journalists wrote about us, some thought COVID came for NRM, not knowing that sooner or later, even the members of the media may fall victims to the same. So let us all be our neighbor's keeper. And when we do this, we shall, as much as possible, protect everybody the way we should. I have been informed that we have now gone live and we are addressing, and whatever is being happening is being broadcast. I'll call on everybody to conduct ourselves and give this meeting the respect that it deserves. With these few remarks, I want to invite the National Treasurer, Honorable Rosina Mayanja, to come and usher in the Secretary General, and then the process will begin. You are most welcome, and may God bless everybody.
You clap for Dobo, you clap for sorry.
Right Honorable Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the first national vice chairperson of the National Resistance Movement, Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Secretary General, Right Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Chairman of the Historical Leaders Forum in the NRM, the honorable ministers present, the vice chairpersons, the members of SEC present, colleagues at the secretariat, and our candidates for positions of the Central Executive Committee of the NRM. I want first of all to thank God for the gift of life to all of us, but most importantly to thank everyone, right from the government of Uganda led by General Kaguta Museveni and the national chairman of the NRM, the Central Executive Committee, government, and everybody. I want to reiterate what Honorable Dombo has said. What we witnessed yesterday, and indeed right from the time when we were here, when the candidates, you were interacting with the Central Executive Committee, we brought to fruition what happened yesterday, brought to fruition what we have been saying, that scientific elections are possible. And as the national resistance movement is carrying out a scientific process of our meetings, of SEC, NEC, and the national conference tomorrow, even in the United States, I saw the Democratic National Convention, a scientific one, being organized. So we are very grateful for the infrastructure that the NRM government has put in place to ensure that we can do this, and we can conduct an election while following the legal framework, the electoral laws, but at the same time ensure that we comply with the standard operating procedures. So, as always, the NRM as a vanguard party, we set the bar yesterday, and today we are doing the same. And I want to call upon all of us who are involved in elections, whether NRM or other political parties, to ensure that in whatever we do, just like you are seeing it here, just like we saw our members yesterday in the different zones where they were, complying to the standard operating procedures, ensuring that there is social distancing, ensuring that we have our masks, then we shall be sure that we can have our elections and everybody is alive and safe. So without much ado, I want to take this opportunity to invite the Right Honorable Justin Kasule Lumumba, the Secretary General of the National Resistance Movement. As I conclude, but I want to thank you so much, you, the candidates, that have taken this opportunity to come, because you have made us go through this process that has helped us to understand that scientific elections are possible. Madam Secretary General, you are most welcome. Thank you so much, National Treasurer, Right Honorable Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the first National Vice Chairperson of NRM, Right Honorable Rebecca Litwala Kadaga, the second National Vice Chairperson of NRM, Right Honorable Jacob Olanya, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Honorable Samuel Mola, the Vice Chairperson in charge of Northern Region, Honorable Mike Mukula, the Vice Chairperson in charge of Northern Region, Eastern, Honorable Nyakana Amoti, the Vice Chairperson in charge of Kampala Region, Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Richard Togong, Honorable Persis Namuganza, the Minister of State for Lands, Honorable Chris Bariomus, the Minister of State for Housing, members of the team that wants to lead us in this country, Honorable Chiwanda Godfrey Subi, the Minister of State for Tourism, and all members of this team that is gathered here, media and members of NRM who are watching us wherever you are. Good morning to everybody. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate NRM Party under the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, that when it started, COVID came, nobody knew about COVID. But certain things must happen. The Ugandans must choose their leaders, both in the party and in government. But we have COVID here with us. The numbers are increasing. But good enough, under the able leadership of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, who is also the national chairman of NRM, and the scientists, the mobilizers, both in the Ministry of Health, because we have VHTs, we have different people playing different roles. We have come to this far as a country. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate every Ugandan to the level to which we are, though we have lost lives. It is so bad that we have lost, but let's work hard as Ugandans to make sure we don't lose more lives. What does this mean? The lives that have gone is because they go to the right medical personnel who have knowledge about COVID. Either it's late or when the life has gone. Please report these cases early in time. But also the incident management team, you've done good work. Increase the speed since the numbers are also going up, so that we don't have to register any more deaths. I want to take this opportunity to recognize my father, Right Honorable Moses Chironda Chiveidinda, is the chairperson of the Historical Forum. Members, I want to take this opportunity, the issue of who are the people who vote tomorrow, because these questions keep coming up. We don't determine who votes or who doesn't vote. It is already spelled out in the constitution of NRM. We've sent out the literature and asked the National Treasurer, the team in terms of in charge of documentation, let's give a free folder to every candidate here. Instead of getting them at the district, let them get them here, so that by the time they leave, one would have read through and understood what we may even have not communicated to them yet. Who are the members of the National Conference? Those to vote tomorrow. Those to vote tomorrow are the National Chairman of NRM, the first National Vice Chairperson, the second National Vice Chairperson female, the Vice Chairpersons in charge of the regions, that is East, Central, North, West, Kampala and Karamoja, members of the National Executive Council, members of the NRM Municipal Executive Committees, members of the NRM on Municipal Councils. So if you are a councillor at the municipality on the NRM ticket, you vote. But if you didn't make it to the council, you are not entitled to vote. I want you candidates to get this clear, and those who are listening to us. We have promoters of the NRM organization. Those are clearly spelled out in the constitution of NRM. And the number is here, and they are 179. So we have decentralized them to go back to their districts. They vote in their districts. We have also executive committees of the NRM branches in the diaspora. This one, we limited it to 10 under the guidance of the national chairman. Then we have NRM members of parliament, then NRM members of the East Africa Legislative Assembly. Then we have members of the NRM Historical Leaders Forum. These we have also decentralized. They are going to vote in their districts. But when it comes to their transport refund, it will be sent to them by Mr. Kabandwa. We don't want our elders to be part of the team lining up for this or the other. We have members of the National Executive Committees of all special organs. Those are the different leagues at the national level. We have also sent them to the districts where they come from. Then NRM chairpersons of the districts, NRM parliamentary flag bearers, NRM flag bearers for district chairpersons, and municipality mayors. We have members of the district executive committees, then members of the district executive committees of special organs. Those are the leagues at the district. They're also part of the electoral college. We have members NRM members on district councils. Those are the councillors in the district councils on the NRM ticket, but not the one who didn't make it to the district council. Then we have chairpersons of the sub-county conferences. These are the chairpersons of NRM at the sub-county level. That is the team that is supposed to take a decision on behalf of the party tomorrow. When you continue reading, you find the chairperson may invite not more than, when these are invited, this time we have not invited. Because of COVID, the national chairperson has not invited under this. So please, as candidates, please, I want you to have that, but they are bringing folders where all this information is clearly spelled out. Then we have the issue of Honorable Dombo. Can I have the list of the candidates? You took my copy. Can you bring it? We have the mode of voting. Voting also get us a sample of the ballot paper so that they also get in touch with the Electoral Commission, send your team. Who are the candidates? Who are the candidates? For the post of national chairperson, we have His Excellency General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The post of NRM presidential candidate, we have His Excellency General Retired Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The post of first national vice chairperson, we have Right Honorable Alhaj Moses Chigongo. The post of second national vice chairperson, we have the following: Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kabanga, Mrs. Chaz Kedewora Chinove, Mrs. Amon Jane Francis Okiri, Honorable Persis Namuganza Princess. The next post is vice chairperson Northern. We have Dr. Odong Samuel Oledo, Right Honorable Jacob L. Olanya, Honorable Sam Ingola, Mr. Joaquin Timothy Oki. Vice Chairperson Karamoja, we have Honorable Arepere Simon Peter, Mr. Lokul Jime Tebyang. Vice Chairperson Central, we have Haji Chiganda Twaha Sonko, Honorable Chiwanda Godfrey Subi, Mr. Mayengo Moses, Mr. Magaro John, Mr. Karisa Karanga Moses. Vice Chairperson Kampala Region, we have Mr. Amot Yakana Godfrey, Mr. Katongole Singh, Mr. Uhuru Salim. Vice Chairperson Eastern, we have Honorable Captain Mike Mukula, Honorable Tana Sanje, Miss Akero Christine Harriet. Vice Chairperson Western Region, we have Mr. Billy Emmanuel Chisembo, Ambassador General Major General Retired Matayo Chaligonza, Mrs. Chintu Florence Tumine, Dr. Chris Variamos, Mr. Kafuda Boaz, Mr. Timugaya Apollo, Mr. Muhanji Wilbert Force, Vyaboneka. Signed, and this is these are the people who we expect to be here and pass a message to the people who are supposed to take a decision tomorrow. So the issue of saying that there are people who are calling saying there is an official list from His Excellency the President is saying vote so and so, vote so and so, vote so and so. No. Those who are saying there is an official list from the Secretary General or the Secretariat or Kasule Justin Lumumba, that's not true. These are officers of the party that are meant to serve the party, not to serve individuals. And the officers you are going to vote on tomorrow, these are supposed to be the leaders of the party, taking decisions that influence policy and activities in the party, but also that influence policy in government. So we are appointed, we are servants of the party. We are going to determine who are to be our bosses. I want to make this clear. Those are allegations, and we have discussed as a team several times, but even the discussions that His Excellency as National Chairman did, or the discussions that Secretary General has done since we had SEC last time, these have been, we have communicated officially, and that's why we have able even to communicate the list of the candidates who are going ahead with this exercise. So there are those members of the press, members of the party, who have gone on to say that so-and-so was disqualified because you didn't meet the requirements. For this post, there is no academic requirement. I've had some, especially I had on the media house, and I even talked to the owners. Unfortunately, government owned. They were demeaning one of the candidates who had opted out of this, so that we create more cohesion in the party. Please don't report, don't impute ill motives in the minds of and the actions of the people who have taken a decision to say, let me go for this, let me leave this. Please, I request you, members of NRM, don't listen to such, because it's not part of it. I want to take this opportunity to apologize to the people of Bukedi. For people of Bukedi, the zonal headquarter is Tororo, but we had taken you to Tororo before the Minister of Health had confirmed it to us that Tororo is a district under lockdown. So we had sent the team for live coverage in Tororo, and yet we had changed the decision that you go to Budaka District Hall. So there was that, and I want to apologize that people of Budaka, that is Budaka, Butareja, Chibuku, Butebu, Parisa. Please, the voting will go on tomorrow at the district. We have sent our teams to come and work with you, the district leaders, and please, we apologize, but the activity will go on. So prepare for the activity tomorrow. Lastly, what is the mode of voting? Mode of voting, when you get to the venue of the voting, you go to the booth where there is water and soap to wash your hands and the sanitizer. Go to the next tent where the voters register is. Identify yourself, they check for your name and they give you a tag. After that, you go to the next booth to take a vote on the national chairman. Go to the next one, take a vote on the presidential candidate. Go to the next one, take a vote on the first national vice chairperson. Go to the next one, and when you get to the booth, you will find the pictures of the people who are contesting for that particular post. So you will be required to put your name under the photograph of the person you are supporting. And you candidates, you should have two agents. One agent at the register. There is no politician who can never pay attention to the register in politics. Then one agent at where the booth is for your post, for which you are contesting. And one agent at the tally center, plot 13. Yes. One agent at the register. One agent where they are casting the vote. One agent at the National Tally Center, which is plot 13. Please, candidates. But we promised you, and the party has procured the cameras for all of the polling centers, and the recording will be there. But that does not stop you from also making sure your agent is there. And please choose people who are so keen. This process is a legal process. Any mistake can cause us challenges. We wouldn't want to have this as a party. I've taken a lot of time. So after the voting is over, voting begins from 9 to 3 p.m., 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And this was passed by SEC. We've never gone back to change. Now, after the voting, the returning officer, the district registrar, will count votes post per post in the presence of the agents, and then they will declare votes for each candidate for that particular post. And after they've declared them, they will transmit the results to the tally center, which is plot 13. And after that, they will tally, then they will announce the results. Dr. Tango Day, as chairman of the Electoral Commission, or anybody who delegates to do that, will announce the results to the country. And after that, the national chairman will address the whole country. I've taken a lot of time, but I thought I should share with you so that we go into this, because I would think that even after you've made your presentation, You should be free to walk away as a candidate. We shouldn't hold you here because the country would have listened to you. Go and make your administrative arrangements. Like we said, we want agents. So I want to thank you so much. And I want to take this opportunity to call on Honorable Dombo. You come and lead us in this. Thank you so much. Members, he's reminding me that people have always been asking, if one went through unopposed, why should that person campaign? They've sent me a note that why should Hachigongo come to campaign? In NRM, the process is concluded after the national conference. It is concluded after the national conference. So we are going to benefit to listen to him, his wise counsel, as an elder, as a leader, but also as a candidate. Yes. So I want to be so clear on that. Even tell people to take votes even on the unopposed posts. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Secretary General. And we are very ready to begin. When you have 8 minutes, you are free to use less. Nobody can refuse you. But when you use 8 minutes, the 8 minutes are for the vice chair, for the senior positions, and then the others are 6 minutes. That was adjusted. So when you have 6 minutes, I'll ring the bell when you have 4 minutes, when you have spoken for 4 minutes. And when you have 8 minutes, I'll notify you when you have spoken for 6 minutes. And at the lapse of your time, you will be muted. And kindly, you don't wish to look ugly in the public. And because you are aspiring for the highest position in the national mega party, you must demonstrate by example that you are the type who takes instructions very seriously. And with those few remarks now, I want to take this opportunity to invite Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the first national vice chairperson, and a legendary historical leader to come and address us. Alhaji Chigongo.
Movement, oye! Oye! Movement, oye! Oye! Thank you very much, Mr. Dombo. The Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Deputy Speaker, members of the SEC, Honorable Ministers, Secretary General, Deputy Secretary General, and to all of you, members or delegates or aspirants, allow me to use just a few minutes. First of all, I'm here to introduce myself to you and to request you to allow me to serve you as I have been doing. As you all know, I'm the one who started the Buchiko the committees when we are still in the bush. But I can see committees have started producing fruits, and I'm happy with that. I introduced the LCs, that's local councils, from the village up to the top, so that people can work on their problems. And that administration has worked very well. And that's why most of you are here today. I'm happy with that. I want to use this opportunity also to thank His Excellency the President, who is our chairman, for the wise leadership and guidance he has given to the NRM and to the country at large. He has really saved us from this COVID. Unless you don't listen to him, and I have to thank him very much, and the doctors who have helped us a lot to work on the COVID epidemic. They are doing a good job, and you must appreciate that. Now, what are we looking for? We are looking for your support so that we can serve this country. I know where it came from, where it has reached, and where we are going. And we are ready, I'm ready, more than ready to serve you. This country, it has a long way to go. But now where we are, you can see, you can talk when you are here, and all the people in this country, Uganda, can hear you. That's a big achievement. People have been asking themselves, why is Chigongo coming here? Yes, I'm coming here for so many reasons. But I don't want to go mentioning this and that. But the most important one is to tell you that I'm happy for the people who had come up to compete with me, for having withdrawn and left me to go ahead with this service. I thank them very, very much. And that's how we work in the movement. People are talking of democracy, but if we don't have internal democracy first in our parties, then the parties will not be there anymore. Democracy, it goes in 2 stages. It doesn't come just overnight and drop here. No. We work for it. We work from our party, within the party itself. Can we solve problems in the party if we see there are problems coming up amicably? We use internal democracy. We discuss and we agree. When we have agreed, we move on. The party moves on. The party is for all of us. And I'm now appealing to all of you who are aspiring to come to the CEC to be very careful, to ask yourself, what are you coming to do there? To show that you are very powerful? No. We have seen so many powerful people, even if they are not in the CEC, but work for the party. Work for the party. As we have been telling you, this is a movement. It moves slowly because it is carrying people who have got lives. How do you defend them? Are you going to defend them by shouting, doing this and that? No. We have to be very careful. If we are not careful, we wouldn't have been here today. Because we have seen a lot. Really, we have seen a lot. We have gone through a lot, but we are patient. We move on slowly. We are carrying people. We know how expensive it is to lose somebody. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, if you are coming, be prepared to serve the people of Uganda. It doesn't matter whether so-and-so did not support you. It doesn't matter. Even if you are not supporting me today, tomorrow you will support me. And we need each other. It is not a matter of struggling, talking this and that, fighting for this and that. No. In the movement, we don't work like that. And I'm appealing to you to forgive and forget. That's the way we can move on. We don't want to start discriminating people. We don't need discrimination. I've taken a lot, but I can tell you before I leave here, now that you have given me more powers, I'm going to work very hard, and I will not sleep. And I thank you very much for that. Thank you. God be with you. Amen. Thank you.
One, thank you for observing time and observing the broadcasting procedures. The next position is the second National Vice Chairperson. And we shall have the Right Honorable Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga.
Thank you very much, Secretary General, Right Honorable Alhaji Chigongo, First National Vice Chair of the party, my colleague Deputy Speaker, distinguished chairpersons, and the participants in these panels. I'm really happy to be here today. My name is Rebecca Kadaga. I'm a holder of the Bachelor of Laws degree of Makerere University, holder of the Master in Women's Law degree of the University of Zimbabwe. I'm also the recipient of the Golden Jubilee Award of Uganda 2013. I'm also a recipient of the Order of the Grand Officer of the Republic of Benin for my work on women's emancipation. I have a distinguished career in law. I was the first woman in Uganda to establish a law firm. I also have the distinction of having been the first president of FIDA to establish a legal aid chamber in this country in 1988. I have been consistently working for first the movement, and then the NRM became a party. I joined the expanded NRC in 1989 at the age of 32. So I have grown with the NRM up to today. I've campaigned hard for the movement first and later the party in the elections of 1996, 2001, 2006, 2011, 2016, which is the present government. I also have the distinction of having been voted the African Speaker of the Year 2018 by the London Economic Summit for my work on the African continent. The work of the Central Executive Committee, as you have been informed, is really formulation of policy, and I have ably done that, working together with my colleagues in the Central Executive Committee. I've worked closely with the chairman, the national chairman, on a number of issues particularly those concerning the women. I was instrumental in the head of state coming to launch the campaign against female genital mutilation in the Kenya-Uganda area on the 1st of July 2009. We were together in Amudat at the Kenya-Uganda border, where we launched the campaign, which have been on for a number of years. Through that, we have been able to establish a number of schools in this country to protect the young girls and the women from female genital mutilations. The schools are in Kwen, in Boko, Namudat, in Nakapiripirit. I have never stopped campaigning. I have also been engaged in the campaign for the people with disabilities, especially minorities like the albinos. And I made an example by appointing at least one person with albinism, a parliament, as an example to the rest of society and also to government that we need to work together with all the sections of our society. I've been vocal on the campaign for the island people, especially on their health services, and I'm happy that now the boat ambulances will be supplied. This has been a campaign of about 7 or 8 years, and I'm happy that finally it has borne fruit. We have also been speaking hard on the issues of education, and I'm happy that in a number of places now we shall be able to have more education facilities for the young people. Of course, it is a given that where children only are able to study up to primary 7 and they have no other outlet, in the end they just end up getting married because there are no other opportunities. So this has been part of the campaign we have been on, and I'm happy that the government has responded, and a number of seed schools are now coming up in different parts of the country. We still have a challenge at the tertiary level. You may recall that in all our universities, especially Makerere, we have 7 halls of residence for the males and 1 or 2 for the women. If you check everywhere else in Uganda, all the institutions are designed in that manner. That's because the idea was that women were not supposed to be in school. Therefore, if 100 boys, 600 boys enter the university, only 100 girls will go. That's an area we need to work on to ensure that better equity is facilitated to support the education for our children at different levels, especially tertiary education. That's an area I hope to continue if the people of Uganda support me to go back to my position as the 2nd national vice chairperson. I have marketed this country. For instance, in 2012, we hosted the Interparliamentary Union in this country to coincide with the Golden Jubilee of our independence. This is because after 1971, Uganda's reputation had gone down. So part of that campaign was to bring more people to learn about Uganda, visit Uganda, take an interest in Uganda, and promote our tourism as well as our image. Last year, we hosted the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association meeting, which brought together all the countries of the Commonwealth. This again was intended to bring us prominently back to the Commonwealth, where we had been absent for a number of years after being suspended because of having a military government. Again, this has contributed to more information about our country. More people were able to come only now that we have the COVID, but otherwise that job of marketing Uganda has been quite ongoing for a long time. I participated in several national and international meetings. I have a number of publications, mainly on human rights, women's emancipation, and people with the minorities. All these I have been able to handle. I've attended a number of meetings with my colleagues, the speakers of the different assemblies, and we have been able to come up with the policies to support one another. One of the things I've also done is to establish a daycare center at the National Assembly of Uganda. This is intended to support the staff and the members who have children. In the past, the children were left either at home or in the cars, and when it was time to feed, either the members would disappear or the staff would go home and not return. So again, the daycare center at Parliament is the first in Uganda, and I'm glad that that example has been taken up by the government, and all the government institutions have been instructed to establish daycare centers in places of work. So I look forward to seeing better results. I have used my position and my knowledge and exposure to facilitate a number of things. Something very, very unique in the whole world, the Certificate of Gender Equity. This certificate that requires the government in every program, every policy, every law to show what they have proposed for the different sectors of society. They must show what they provided for the children, how they affect the women, how they affect the men, and exactly what have they provided. So this is the first of its kind, and on 8th March 2016, we were recognized by the United Nations for that innovation, and we have been marketing it to the other parliaments in the region. So what do I bring to this table? I bring exposure, I bring my knowledge, I bring my experience and commitment to the cause of the NRM, to the cause of the women, the cause of society, to the cause of human rights. And I want to just confirm that I've been steadfast ever since we went multi-party. I have not wavered. I've campaigned hard for the party under all conditions. I've worked hard for the party, in and out of the house. So my loyalty and commitment is well known. And I just want to appeal to the people of Uganda. I'm glad the Secretary General asked you to ignore the hostile press that has been around some of us and to just judge me on my work, the profile of which is very, very clear and a good example in our country. Thank you very, very much. Vote for Rebecca Kadaga.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Rebecca Kadaga. And now we go to the positions of the let me put my glasses, sorry about that. We go to Mrs. Chazike Deborah Chinove. Mrs. Chazike Deborah Chinove. Can we go to, in her absence, when somebody comes late for any position and she's called and she's not around, the possibility that somebody will come in then the extreme end after everybody has utilized the time, because for us we have tried to do due diligence to be there for everybody. Now that Madam Deborah Chinove is not around, we have Mrs. Amongin Jane Francis Okiri. Yamasokam.
Good morning, Uganda. The Right Honorables, my colleagues, the contestants, in your different capacities, I salute you. For purposes of recognition and clarity, allow me open my mask. Just as I mentioned my name, I will put it back. Is permission granted? My name is Amongin Jane Francis Okili. I am a Kumamba tribe and I come from Kabre Maidu. But I am married in Amoro where I am a NEC member. Allow me put back my mask. I think you've recognized me. Amongin Jane Francis joined NRM in 1986.
Many people wonder when I say I joined NRM in 1986, because if you look at my age and you compare, but in 1986, when the NRM government came to power, probably half naked even then, in the villages of Teso, that is in Kabere Maidu, we followed the soldiers as they were chanting victory songs after they had liberated Uganda. I have followed NRM since then up to now. Really, am I not a senior member of the party? I have also participated in many activities of the party. That is why I've been a NEC member for the last 7 years. I'll not go into many things because you already had this position, does not need academic qualifications. I am able for that position. I come with the courage, zeal, and passion for NRM, appreciating my elders and seniors for the service they have offered. I have looked at a few loopholes that need to be worked on, especially in the party. Among them is the relationship between the central executive and the wananchi down there. Members out there, you'll believe with me that the wananchi do not see their leaders. They want to hear from them. Maybe some of them have, but many of them haven't. If you go to the villages now, the chairpersons NRM cannot even afford a piece of soap. And yet we have programs of socio-economic transformation. Let's go down there and empower people. This position is for the women. Women vote for NRM. Women say NRM Oye. They have tried through the messages that the national chairman has given them. Women have gone into groups, they have formed their circles, but they need people to empower them. They need people to be there for them. I know we have done a lot in consolidating these achievements, members of NRM. Let's allow also a breed of some of us to come and mix in this system as we appreciate the achievements of NRM. As we have empowered the women, ladies and gentlemen, among Jane Francis Okili is one of the achievements of NRM. Because at this level, if we can also come and vie for these positions, it shows you that NRM is alive and kicking. NRM is producing. It's not an infertile party. Since NRM is producing, allow the children express also their interest in the party. Let's not take this as grudges. We are talking of democracy. When you see us come, we should be happy as elders that the children have listened, the children are coming up. They were soga say, woda akabuzi akatu, akabukira mama wako, awo tegerere enume, enabe enume. So when you see us come now, we are trying to show you that even without you tomorrow, your NRM will still be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, look at just recognition. We have our members. I speak as a NEC member. Once elections are over, we forget them. We forget them in the gutters. And yet, during all these 5 years, they are the ones there in the villages. They are there in the districts, in the sub-counties, with the wananchi, and they represent the party. I plead with the party man, with the top organ of the party, that yes, after elections, let's recognize these people. They continue spreading the message. Sometimes they just want somebody to say, well done. If we keep forgetting them, we shall keep having problems. And these people who source, come and source among them. But I want to thank those who are still there with us, because they have listened and they have stayed with the party. Ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the chairpersons of the districts. We have an NRM day. For God's sake, on NRM day, we celebrate the achievements of NRM, but you find that even the chairpersons of the districts are not recognized. The day goes and the chairpersons come from different districts and they are not recognized. Let's join hands and see a better leader who has time and availability for the party. We need someone who can move all over Uganda. The districts have become too many. And sometimes it becomes expensive to hire that, to hire this. Among Jane Francis can even jump on a bus and go and see voters in Gulu, and go and see voters in Karamoja. So I am pleading with you voters, find a person who is not too busy for you. I am here to work with you. I am here to lift the flag of NRM very, very up high there as a generational bridge, but of course respecting my leaders. in conclusion, as he is putting it up. Having said all this, ladies and gentlemen, every woman wants to give birth. But sometimes, when the elders sit you down, or when you're told in the hospital that your uterus cannot handle now, you listen. I come with humility in respect of my elders, party members, senior colleagues of the party have reached out to me, several of them, and for party comradeship, and for party cohesion. I do it with pain, but also I appreciate what I have done. Having listened to the national chairman preaching about the spirit of comradeship, that even if you disagree with somebody, but don't wish them bad. Having talked to leaders whom I will not mention now, I accept many leaders who have reached out to me, like the Secretary General, who's seen potential in me, and she's like, there is yet another tomorrow. You have shown what you have. After all, a child who follows their parents to the garden will know the boundary of the land, and definitely one day will become the heir of that place. And also, they actually say, at kaineno romo magia ngecha ngeji, petere nidong odworo, eto gak kagamo gufu. Meaning that when you see a ship moving backwards, it doesn't mean that it has feared, but it has gone for more energy. So I will take my energies to Kaberemaido, where I'm contesting for woman MP, and join hands with those who will be elected tomorrow to work for the party, as I'll lift NRM higher with the confidence and zeal. Ladies and gentlemen, to my supporters, don't lose hope. What I have done does not show that I am a coward. What I have done only shows my commitment and the love for NRM. I say all this for God and my country. I step down, and I want to appreciate the national chairman, that I respect him, and I have decided to do it this way. I will not go into details, but I humbly step down and go and concentrate in Kaberemaido.
We love the spirit of comradeship and standing down, but also the ingenuity of using the NRM time to campaign for the Kaberemaido seat. That can be very interesting. But now the next person is Honorable Pasi Sinamuganza Princess. You have 8 minutes.
The Right Honorables, SEC members, distinguished National Executive Councils and National Conference members, I greet you all in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. And I again greet you in the name of NRM, the Might Party. My name is Princess Namuganza Passis. I'm a member of Parliament for Bukono constituency, and I'm the Minister of State for Lands. I have been in the Youth League of NRM. I also hold a bachelor's degree in social work and social and development. Also a diploma from Chambogo University, also a diploma in accountancy from Makerere Business Institute, and a master's degree in international relations and diplomacy from Cavendish University. I want to thank you all for supporting me all the people out there, NRM members, when I met with you in various districts. I'm happy, and really I was happy the way you welcomed me. This is the first time we are holding NEC virtually, and this is because of the COVID-19 pandemic. I call upon you, the NRM leaders, to explain to Ugandans the guidance of the Ministry of Health in stopping the spread of this disease. Please put on masks in public, social distance, and wash your hands with soap. And for sure, when we do this, we shall defeat this disease. I'm glad that we are together in the might NRM, which is based on 4 principles of democracy, patriotism, Pan-Africanism, and socio-economic transformation. I offered myself to stand for the post of the second National Vice Chairperson, female, in order to put one of our principles above of democracy in practice. And I'm sure in electing me, you will be just emphasizing that there is democracy within the NRM. NRM is comprised of both young and old in parliament and all councils. The youth are represented. The president appointed some of us younger people in the cabinet. It is important that even in the level of SEC, the younger people, apart from the NRM Youth League, chairpersons who present us there, more younger people are added on the SEC. Hence, you elect me. When you elect me, you will be sending a younger woman to also carry the voice of women, but also the voice of younger people. While in SEC, which is the highest policy-making organ of NRM, I will ensure that the good NRM policies that affect the transformation of the majority Ugandans who are in subsistence production are followed, so that we work together to change our people for the better. Ladies and gentlemen, we need respect of each other within our party, the NRM. Wherever you are serving, those are deployments either by the party president, who is also the president, or our supporters who elect us in those positions. For instance, when you are in parliament, you need to remain loyal to the party and its policies. One of the candidates I'm standing with, who is the Speaker of Parliament, in order to serve in that position, she was agreed upon by the party chairperson, SEC, and NRM caucus in Parliament. Without the NRM, she wouldn't be the Speaker. I was shocked when this same Speaker presided over the illegal passing of a motion of displeasure in the President, who is also the NRM party chairperson. It was illegal because under the parliamentary rules of procedure, such a motion is supposed to come on the floor after giving notice by the Speaker, who had powers to guide Parliament to follow the rules.
Can you talk about yourself?
Yes, allowed.
Don't talk about the candidate. Can you kindly address yourself and the candidate?
I'm addressing myself, but these are party issues.
No.
Yes.
Kindly to look bad in the media.
Okay, let me finish. But this would have been done better. A motion of displeasure against our chairman of the party was a wrong motion.
We don't want people to come back and reply.
I promise that when elected, I will work with fellow SEC members to improve on the welfare issues within the party. Under the Political Parties Act, government funds political parties. The money is shared out of the political parties according to their numbers in Parliament. What we need to do as a party and this is supported by the position of the parties, the political parties, is to increase the government funding or contribution to the political parties, so that since NRM has the biggest number of MPs in Parliament, we shall be able to get enough money to buy motorcycles, sub-county levels, and vehicles, and any other facilitation for our members at different levels. I kindly request you, members of the National Conference, to vote for me. Together, we bring discipline in the NRM, and we will work for the socio-economic transformation of Uganda. If discipline is number one. I thank you.
We shall give the Honorable Chigongo a moment of Vice Counsel.
I'm sorry for having come back here, but members, I want to guide you. When you are called here, talk about yourself, talk about what you are going to do, but don't attack anybody. And that's the right way of campaigning. You don't attack anybody. You just talk about yourself, what you have done, and what are you going to do. And you stop there. That's okay? Yes. Because I can't sit there in my capacity as the Vice Chairman and see people attacking one another. I'm representing the Chairman myself. That must stop. Thank you.
Do the change, just sanitize. In our operating procedures, we said answer the two questions. Who are you? And why you? Just answer those questions. And so far we have been performing so well, and we are going to continue performing well. Now we are going to Vice Chairpersons, and we begin with Northern Uganda. We have Dr. Odongo Samuel Oledo. You have 6 minutes.
Thank you very much. With the due respect, let me recognize the presence of the first Vice Chairperson, Alhaji Moses Chigongo, the mentor and the guider in the party, and the President in absentia, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, Deputy Speaker of Parliament, my fellow aspirant in divine honor, Secretary General, and the rest of the SEC members and my fellow contestants. Let me greet you in the name of our Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. For purposes of recognition, I would request that I remove my mask as I introduce myself for the delegates to recognize who Dr. Odong Samuel Oledo is. Yes, my picture will be clear by tomorrow. I'm Dr. Odong Samuel Oledo, hailing from Aleptong district. I am a Luo by origin. I was produced in Nyachibari Hospital, Ward 7, by Dr. Kachimpa. So I was produced in Ward 7, so meaning the time I was produced, I was being directed to the NRM because of General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Number 7. I can now put back my mask. Yes, thank you. My umbilical cord is in NRM, so I am NRM by birth. I am rightfully in the right place. I thank you so much, the party historicals, for the great work you've done. You've mentored us, you've guided us, and we are so grateful. However, as a born-again Christian, I can't leave this podium without saying something in the Bible. I reflect this message to all the SEC members and all the top executive members of NRM. That is 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 to 5. It talks about love. And what does it say? Let me clearly, categorically bring it out. Greatest gift. Though I speak with tongues of men and angels, but not love, I have become a sounding brass and a clinging cymbal. Please, in this race, this is family. We must exhibit the highest level of patriotism as NRM, greatest level of respect for one another. It is my humble prayer, it is a cry of my heart, that let this race leave us still human in character and human in nature. Not looking at one another as an enemy, but looking at one another as a brother or a sister who is going to add another level to building the party. How I pray that at the end of this race, we shall have family getting together, each other embracing one another. Because of COVID, we can't fall in the hearts of each other. We can't hug anyone, but let us have hugs in our hearts. Secondly, which is very important, our nation is built on principles of God. As I was doing research, and I was surprised that there are only 3 countries in the whole world which have God as their motto. One of them is Uganda, which has a specific and very beautiful motto, for God and my country. That is the motto that brought independence in this country. And if you look at our stanza, very clear, "Oh Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands." This is what took General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to the bush, to make sure there is sanity, to make sure that we bring a revival, to bring love for one another. And I take this opportunity now, as a young man with 35-year-old, a surgeon in training. You have 2 minutes. Thank you. A surgeon in training, to apologize to anyone who has been hurt in any nature. Now, what brings me on? 1, I come to transform and project the agenda of the party. I get surprised when I come to the secretariat here. The secretariat looks like a secondary school. Look at the buildings. We've been in power for the last 36 years, but you have buildings which are like secondary school. If you've gone like me to the grassroots and seen the party structures on ground, you will be very amazed. Oh my God. God have mercy for our country, Uganda. We are in the party. We need to change the things. Our people down on ground, mobilizing for the party, are busy telling every day and night to make sure that the party's name is held. But none of them is facilitated. Can you believe that? None of them is given a remuneration as a party. We've caged His Excellency, the President of Uganda, that even the 1 inch down cannot access the President. This must change. Our President loves people. He spoke yesterday saying, "Please leave me to interact with the youth." He was crying. Please, as SEC, let us allow the President before his people. I promise, as a SEC member, I'll make sure that the people on ground, NRM delegates, shall have their President. They shall meet their President. They shall receive appreciation from their own President. And they have to be put on the payroll. Can you believe the government gives 10 billion shillings? Wait a minute. The government gives 10 billion shillings to opposition parties for their activities. Now the President is pushing for 30 billion shillings annually. What about that young man in a sub-county who is busy canvassing round for the vote? Is sleeping hungry? Is not facilitated? No. These things must change. We must have a package for them. We must have a package for the district executives. We must have a package for NRM. Yes. I bring leadership tested. 1, I am a doctor. SEC, if you look at SEC, there's no medical doctor in SEC. So what if something happens to a SEC member? There's what we call the golden hour. So now, in that golden hour, we might lose a member of SEC. Now a surgeon is there, not just a mere doctor, but a surgeon. So please, I ask you all Ugandans, embrace Dr. Ledo Sam, Regional Vice, NRM, Northern Uganda. Thank you.
I want to thank everybody and want to thank Dr. Oledo for the submission. Madam Secretary General, on Sunday the party chairman and the vice chairman were here to commission those bicycles. And the national chairman made one strong guidance, which all of us should know. that since the time we started NRM, he has been fundraising. As he builds the capacity of Ugandans, when they socially get transformed and get income, they will come to a time when they will directly contribute to their own party, and all these things will happen. But for now, when he's fundraising, and perhaps when the government pays more money to the parties, a lot will be done by the Secretariat and the Secretary General. Can we carry to the next person, who is Right Honorable Jacob Olanya Lokori.
Madam Secretary General, who is chairing this meeting, Mr. Vice Chairman, in the presence of the President, SEC members and fellow candidates. Dear delegates all around the country, I salute you. My name is Jacob Olanya. I come from Omoro District, my constituency is Omoro County. I represent them in Parliament. I'm also the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, a position I have held for the last 9 years. I'm here to talk about my journey up to today, and my journey from after tomorrow, what I intend to do to make some contribution in the progress of this country and the leadership of this party. Dear delegates, my journey in NRM started in 2006. When I joined the party, nobody persuaded me. I made a phone call to Alhaji Moses Chigongo. I said, Mr. Vice Chairman, I am coming home. And I came and joined the party. Nobody persuaded me. It was a conscious decision based on what I have seen, that I had seen that far, about the spirit of the party, the leadership of the party, and what we have been able to do for this country, our country, Uganda. So I am a happy man joining and working tirelessly for the NRM. My journey then started in 2010 when I stood to be Deputy Secretary General. I lost that election, 2010. In 2015, I stood again to be National Vice Chairman coming from Northern Region. I was persuaded to step down, and the President led this persuasion, and I obeyed, and I stood down 5 years ago. I have come again, this time, to take that leadership with your support as party members. I'm asking for your vote to send me there. Because SEC is the highest legal forum, is the highest decision-making organ of the party. Nothing happens without decisions coming from SEC. We need representation there of views that we think could also be contained in those discussions. My journey tomorrow will not be a singular journey. It will be a journey with all of you, all over the country, within the party structure and its leadership. Within the membership of the party, this journey will be together with you. It will not be a lone journey. It will be a collective journey. Because they say, if you want to travel far, if you want to travel fast, travel alone. But if you want to travel far, travel with many people. Travel with others. The journey of NRM is a long journey, and that journey we can only travel together. I will not be walking alone, but it will be a collective journey with all of you. In NRM, it's a spirit of loyalty within the party. In Uganda, the principles of patriotism, democracy, and socio-economic transformation. In Africa, the principle of Pan-Africanism. I would like to make a contribution in the following ways, if you allow me, by your vote to join the Central Executive Committee of the party. As I stated the other day, NRM's engine is not at the Central Executive Committee level. NRM's engine is with the grassroots. It's with the structures of the party, from the districts, the sub-counties, the parishes and the villages of this country, and its membership that constitute the fundamental engine of this party. But as I said last time, and I repeat again, there's a disconnection between the top leadership of the party and the grassroots leadership. And that needs to change. Part of why I am proposing that you support me to go to SEC is to make this come a reality, that the lower structures of the party is recognized not only during elections, but all through the 5 years of the term of government, the party structures must be recognized. Dear delegates, the most important thing I intend to make a contribution about is how to empower our party structures. We need to empower them. We need to empower them legally, if possible, create legal frameworks that support the functioning of the party structures in the villages and the districts. We need to empower them economically, if possible, through what we raise in the budget of government. They should be able to gain contracts and win some of them and contribute to the development of this country, but also empower themselves economically so that they can stand as strong people within the party. A lot of people are getting very wealthy from the budgets that we passed, but very few of them are within the party structures. This must change, and it can change very easily without requiring any money from the party chairman, without requiring any money from the Secretary General of the party, but from the first budget of government. Yes. These people can win contracts and do stuff that can empower them economically. Recognition. Many of you are never recognized. Yes. Wherever you are. Yes. In other places, a function will not start until the leader of the party in that locality has arrived. But what happens with NRM? Leaders of the structures of the party are not even recognized in functions. And if you are recognized, it's by mistake for which they apologize immediately. Or this is not a political function, sorry for introducing the chairman of NRM. This happens every day and we witness them. This must stop. We need to recognize our own people, empower them. You don't have to give them money. By recognizing them, you build their spirit. You build their strong. So the journey is not about me, what I can do. It's about what we collectively, as a people supporting a party, can do together. It's not about my history. It's about my vision of what I can make contribution about. And this vision is with people. I am here. Try me. I am committed to having your voices heard, your interests served, and your aspirations fulfilled. Vote me tomorrow. Let me join SEC and make some contribution. Together with you, NRM will become stronger. May God bless you. Thank you very much.
You may have just sanitize. The next candidate is Honorable Sam Engola. You have got 6 minutes. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, since the Speaker is gone, Secretary General Alhaji Kigongo, all my colleague members, today is our day. I want to talk about NRM because I'm looking for votes to be a SEC member for NRM, not myself, not anything. I wish, first of all, with all my pleasure, to thank all the members and those listeners who are listening to us at various districts or at where they are staying. It is with joy and pleasure that we are here in a meeting here today for the delegates conference amidst the coronavirus pandemic that could not allow us to meet at our usual place, Nambola Stadium, where we would have always met and discussed and resolved on how to steer the NRM party. I wanted to begin by commending all of you and the other citizens of this country for adhering to the safety guidelines and peaceful
which has been brought by our President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni and the health workers who have really controlled this virus. As you are aware, I am here seeking for your support to elect me as Vice Chairman NRM in charge of Northern Uganda, so that together we can consolidate the achievement of NRM party, not only in Northern Uganda, but for the whole country. Members and delegates who are listening to us, I have generally believed in and supported NRM party and our leaders, President Yoweri Museveni, at a difficult time when it was a political danger to do so in Northern Uganda and in some parts of Lango, when UPC and other parties considered it to be their home. When we, with few members of NRM, started the NRM in Northern Uganda, in Lira in particular, you will not say NRM Oye. You say NRM Oye, they want to spit in your face. I'm happy that today when you say NRM Oye, everybody in Northern Uganda in particular Lango will say NRM Oye. That is all the effort of Sam Engola. So you vote Sam Engola to make the achievement of NRM continue. Together with some of the delegates that we are meeting today, we struggle to bring peace in NRM with a lot of importance of people to join the party for the development of this country, as it can be witnessed by many members joining parliament, district chairpersons, councillors, and lower level government, meaning NRM is unquestionable. The efforts of Sam Engola and some of the members who joined us earlier. We didn't come from any other party. We started it, and we're still there. So when the visitors come, you first sit in the sitting room. You don't go straight to the bedroom. You wait. To the record straight, to put the record straight, the freedom fighters who liberated the chairman, President Yoweri Museveni, you saw he started the struggle when there were 27. But today, the 45 million people of Uganda are enjoying the peace he has brought with those 27. That is the same Sam Engola with some few 20 people in Lira started. Now the whole Uganda, or the whole Northern Uganda, is enjoying the peace, the stability. Because of the peace, I went to Sudan for 1.5 years, almost 2 years, negotiating, talking, so that the peace can come to Uganda. How many minutes? The delegates had a lot to talk, but because of time. As you have heard, many people are talking. The president had promised, oh, we'll get pickups, we'll get motorcycles, we'll get bicycles. The bicycles are there, you can see in front of all of us. We were here on Sunday to commission them. Motorcycles are also on the way, even the vehicle. So when we were campaigning, you're saying, when I'm put there tomorrow, I'll bring the bicycle. The bicycles are ready before we vote. So those politics is out. NRM wants straight things. Tell the honest, don't lie. That's why those who are campaigning were saying, if you elect me today, I'll bring the bicycle. Bicycles are here. I'll bring the motorcycle. Motorcycle is coming. They already packed down in Kyambogo. Pickups also on the way in the ship coming. So that is before we vote. So I want us to be in life. We must be consistent. When I lost election, I remain NRM, a cadre. Yes. And I'm still a cadre. I have not moved, I have not come, and I will still be there. Yes. So our voters who are up country, who are listening to us, vote Sam Engola. I have been tested. I have found to be reliable, available, because this work is a volunteer work. There's no salary. You must work for your party. You must be available and give time to your people. If you already work and you don't have time for people, but because of campaign you want to say I will get time, you will not get time. Vote Sam Engola. Is available. He's a tested man. He has been consistently in the NRM and will still be. I beg all of you, those who are listening to us, to vote Sam Engola. Museveni oye! Sam Engola oye! All of us oye! Thank you. God bless everybody.
The next person now is Mr. Jokene Timothy. Okay, you have 6 minutes. I'll give you a warning when 2 minutes are remaining.
Thank you. Let me pass sometimes.
The Vice Chairperson of the mighty party, the NRM, Alhaji Moses Kigongo, all the elders that are here with us, I want to recognize Mr. Kibazinja and Alhaji Naduli. I want also to recognize the presence of the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Jacob Olanya, all the members of the SEC present, the Secretariat, and the contestants. I would just request just for some few seconds to remove my mask for the interest of the camera so that I am recognized. Thank you. My name is Jokene Timothy, okay? I come from Gulu district, from northern part of Uganda. I'm a farmer by profession and a reformer of the society. So I take my pride in seeing how people can be mobilized for productivity. I will attempt to answer actually one question, and I believe that this will be adequate for the purpose. And with due respect, when I was growing up and knowing about the movement party and the movement system and the NRM, we were told that this was a peasant movement. I believe Alhaji can easily guide us. And I want to ask whether it was or it is still the peasant movement. What do I intend to do then? I understand quite well that the position we are vying for is a policy-making organ of the party. But I stand for a policy that will be pro-people. And there are three things that I want to quickly go through. One is the issue of ownership of the party. Just as you know, in the beginning of everything, this was a movement that was embraced by the population down there in the grassroots. They were actually the owners of the party. Can we bring back that owner so that they know that they are the owner and they are the one in charge of the party? Can we clearly articulate to them so that they understand what it means to be in the party? Can we learn to listen to the young people coming up, because they are no longer actually heard, and that is why they are running around everywhere. Another issue, can we really promote, recognize, and also reward the upcoming cadres, young cadres who are there, vis-a-vis actually trying to appease the new people that turn from other parties? This is the only way by which we can grow our party stronger. Number two, I want to quickly go through effective representation. My understanding of representation and being very effective is when somebody has the love and the passion of something, in this case the party. and the person actually not only have the love, but understands it, the whole issue of that party and what it means, and they are also readily available at all times to serve the interest of the members. And I want to emphasize the availability. For goodness sake, I want to say that multi-party democracy thrives on the numbers of people. Can we really try to see how we can share responsibility for all the cadres to get involved? Number three, as I end up, is the issue of resource mobilization, which other people have also talked about. We need to bring back, once we mobilize our people, then they understand that the party belongs to them, and that is the only way they can also provide for the party itself. May God bless you. I'm asking for your vote, that you vote Jokene Timothy comes tomorrow.
We're now going to Karamoja region. Honorable Aleper, Simon Peter.
Doctor. The National Vice Chairperson, Alhaji Chigongo, the Secretary General of the Mighty Party, who is the chair of this session. Just to benefit from the same precedence which has been set, allow me also remove my hat and the mask for purpose of recognition, so that our voters outside don't make a mistake. I want to believe that they have seen me now. I salute you all, the delegates, wherever you are, in your respective districts, the first national chairman, vice chairman, the secretary general of the party, my colleagues, members of SEC who are present here, fellow contestants, and all Ugandans. Alepere Simon Peter is my name. Currently, I am a national vice chairperson representing Karamoja. Alepere Simon Peter graduated in 2000 from Makerere University with a bachelor's degree in political science. And I have had a track record. I've worked with OPM, Office of the Prime Minister. I've worked with World Vision in Uganda, United Nations, as a UN volunteer. I stand before you